Hearing news of a robot having the opportunity to sink a ball at the Olympics might point fingers back to you. Do you know how to do a three-pointer twice in a row? Well, you don't have to. Toyota has been working on this sports robot Q for a little over 4 years. In this video, we are going to tell you all about it. But before we start, hit that like button and subscribe. First, we need to make clear what a robot is. In a broad sense, a car can be considered a robot, which obviously can run much faster than humans. A hydraulic pump can unleash strength that is unbelievable by many. But if you insist on a robot that looks similar to humans, you start to notice how well we were built to do physical activities. Electrically powered devices are very limited compared to human bones and muscles. Most robots have metal bodies which are not very flexible. Most human-like robots are much heavier than real people, making them hard to move fast. And when it comes to team competition, the algorithm-based electric bodies will find a hard time to cooperate with each other. Though Wi-Fi seems to be a faster way to communicate, the content they can convey is limited for now. Robots are already helping sporting production teams source relevant historic reels. They're helping anti-doping boards catch cheats. They're even participating in sporting events themselves. AI robots have beaten humans in intellectual games like chess and Go, known as Weiqi in China, as we have witnessed the performance of Deep Blue and AlphaGo. But what about physical sports? Can a robot run faster, jump higher, or play football better than humans in a non-virtual field? Really? The answer is no. Now, the Tokyo Olympics 2021 are in full swing, as anybody who has the ability to set the TV channel to NBC is no doubt aware. And while the biennial showdown between world-class athletes and nations they represent is entirely a celebration of human excellence, in 2021, at least one robot is being allowed to have a little fun as a treat. Humans aren't the only ones showing off their skills at the Tokyo Olympics. Over the weekend, basketball fans tuning in to watch Team USA battle France on the court watched as a spooky, tiny-headed, 7-foot-tall figure rolled into position, picked up a ball, and shifted its arms to make a perfect three-point shot from half-court. The machine was designed to do the same thing over and over again with 100% accuracy. It even holds a Guinness World Record for its ability to do so, albeit with fewer shots than humans have achieved. The human-sized droid inspiring comparisons to murderous machines in movies is called Q, an AI basketball robot created by Toyota for sheer fun. 2 years ago, an earlier version sank 2,020 free throws consecutively, setting a world record for machines of its type. Last year, it shot 11 goals during a shootout competition in Japan. However, the project has been relatively silent since, mostly because of the pandemic, according to Toyota. But that weekend of the game, a version of the 165-pound robot sporting a number 95 jersey wheeled itself out during halftime. It took 3 shots and landed all 3, averaging about 15 seconds to make a shot. According to Toyota engineers, the bot is quite slow on the release. People on Twitter jokingly compared the bot's performance to that of Philadelphia guard Ben Simmons, who's known for his free throw struggles. So how does the robot do it? How did Toyota make that machine that good? Well, you're about to find out. Q has sensors on its torso to measure distance and uses AI to gauge how to smoothly get the ball into the basket. Once that's figured out, the robot adjusts motors in its arms to send the ball into the air at just the right angle and propulsion to score a point or 3. Toyota researchers began work on the first version in 2017 and had developed a working prototype within 6 months. The first iteration required humans to move it into position. The robot won a shootout against professional players from the Alvark Tokyo basketball team the following year. The latest version rolls around on wheels to execute shots. It's unclear how much of its movement is autonomous and whether someone steers it where it needs to go. However, the robot's name, Q, is meant to hit at greater technology to come out in the future, according to Toyota. It's not the only robot at the Olympics. Toyota also created machines to transport people, to retrieving balls in throwing events. It's all part of a broader AI push jump-started by the automaker in 2015 with a $1 billion investment. The AI research lends itself to use in autonomous cars and robotics. The robots, standing just waist-high against the humans, managed to make this much clear. They knew what they were doing. People are still much better than robots. We can still pass the ball around them, said Stone, an artificial intelligence researcher at the University of Texas. But every year it gets a little bit more difficult. We always joke that we're not sure if it's because we're getting older or the robots are getting better. In 2019, the makings of a future in which humanoids displace professional athletes and technology renders both coaches and referees obsolete is starting to become discernible. Toyota engineers have developed a stationary basketball robot that sinks set shots with unrivaled accuracy. And not long after he departed Arsenal last year, Arsene Wenger speculated that robots could manage soccer clubs within 2 decades. While Q is experiencing a moment in the spotlight, the robot isn't the best three-point shooter the world has ever known. American podiatrist Tom Amberry set the world record for humans, 2,750 consecutive shots in 1993 at age 71. Ted St. Martin of Jacksonville, Florida pushed the consecutive mark to 5,221 in 1996 and still holds the record today. Others have achieved a number of basketball shooting feats, some while blindfolded. Toyota's humanoid can't dribble or dunk, so no, basketball players don't have to worry about being replaced by machines, at least not yet. Still, Q is far from the only droid to challenge what humans can achieve on the scoreboard. Omron's paddle-swinging robot holds records for table tennis. Boston Dynamics' Atlas humanoid has shown off its skills in gymnastics. Although Jenga's not a sport, MIT scientists built an impressive robot to move the pieces without shaking. For years, SoftBank has hosted a RoboCup, where AI-powered machines face off in a soccer match. The demonstrations are designed to capture people's attention. Many of them have turned into viral videos, but they serve another function too. Robots displaying AI-powered agility encourage scientists to outdo each other in the lab. The resulting innovations draw attention from investors, seemingly making them more likely to show up in the real world. If you've ever fantasized about having automated machines handle your chores, take care of loved ones, or drive so you don't have to, attention-grabbing humanoids are a step toward making that happen. If you think about the future where robots work in our daily lives, they're going to have to be extremely accurate, have great vision, great dexterity, and great mobility, said Jeff Bernstein, president of the Association for Advanced Automation. So when you see advances like this where robots play sports, you realize this is a step along the way. While the USA team's defeat against France in basketball at Tokyo Olympics came as a shocker to many, it was this human-sized robot that really stole the show, so much that even Elon Musk had something to say about it. It all happened on Sunday, when the French, with a team containing NBA players including Rudy Gobert and Evan Fournier, inflicted the Americans' first defeat at an Olympics since the 2004 Athens Games. But before the match ended, Toyota's Q robot took the stage during halftime and shot perfect free throws. Videos of the 6'10" robot showing eerie accuracy were shared by the official handle of the Olympics. Robots are taking free throws at the #Tokyo Olympics. Automatic. Bowing to the inevitable, the government of Dubai, the largest city in the United Arab Emirates, announced rolling out the red carpet for our future ruling class by announcing plans for a robot Olympics, but that was in December 2017, and there is little update from that. Government officials said the 3-day event, officially dubbed World Future Sports Games, will be held every 2 years, and that it will work to build sports leagues for robots and other future machine thingies around the world. The games would focus on 9 competitions drawing on the best of robotics and artificial intelligence: driverless car racing, robotic soccer, robotic running competitions, manned drone racing, robotic swimming, robotic table tennis, robotic wrestling, drone races, and human hunting assimilation, believe it or not, and last, cybathlon competition, whatever that is. The announcement of games came at the tail end of the World Drone Prix in Dubai on Saturday. That event and its $250,000 prize was won by a 15-year-old British kid. The drone race turns out to be just the beginning of Dubai's ambitions. Today, we start a new phase in our march to the future through the launch of these unique initiatives that are built on the success of our global platforms: the UAE Drones for Good Award and UAE AI and Robotics Award for Good. And His Highness Sheikh Hamdan, Crown Prince of Dubai, in a statement. Over the last 2 years, these platforms have attracted thousands of entries and hundreds of teams from around the world to strengthen the position of the UAE in the field of innovation at the global level. If this comes to pass, it would appear Dubai is beating Japan to the punch. Japan is hosting the human-based Summer Olympics in 2020, but the country had announced plans to host a parallel robot Olympics as well. If you asked a nerd, they would tell you that the dystopian world we only experience in movies is coming to the fore, and quick. We humans better get with the program. What have you heard about robots recently? Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Talk to you in the next video.